Hey everyone, welcome to the After Talk.
This is a space where we take a little more time to unpack what God is speaking through each week's message.
Yeah, because sometimes there are things that I didn't get to say or we're still thinking that God is still stirring in our hearts.
And we wanted to create a space where we can talk about it together.
So before we jump into the conversation, please make sure you stay connected with us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and download the Journey Church app so that you don't miss these conversations and can stay connected throughout the week.
Now let's get into the conversation.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of the After Talk. I am your guest host, Jaylene, and today I am joined by the one and only Pastor Hector, who is our pastor for our East Orlando location and also was a guest speaker. I mean, you're not really a guest speaker. You're a pastor of the house, but he preached 4 services today as part of our Planted series. Pastor Hector, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling energized. I love to preach, but full disclosure, the reason why I get to preach so effectively is because she's my coach.
Oh my gosh.
She's my coach.
Stop it right now.
You are such a great coach. I'm excited to be able to learn more about communicating. You're just such a great communicator. But to answer your question, I feel fantastic.
Good. Well, thank you for the message that you shared with us today. I know it blessed so many people, not only in Fern Park, but at East Orlando, at Kissimmee, and online, which shout out to Online Olivia.
Online Olivia, come on.
Listen, really quick, if you haven't watched the sermon yet, pause this video, go back and watch it. It's already up on our YouTube channel. I know it's going to minister to you, and then come back so you can rejoin us for the conversation. But Pastor Hector, what was it like preparing for this message? I know that being a part of a series as a preacher myself, I know it's hard to jump in midway, but what were you thinking about? What were you feeling as you prepared for this message?
Yeah, it's a great question. So Pastor JJ approached me at the beginning of the year, and he asked if I would be interested in preaching, obviously, of course.
Right.
We do 1 or 2 preachings a year as pastors here at Journey.
Yeah.
You know, once in Fern and the other at East Orlando. So East Orlando, July, you better not take vacations. I'm preaching. And he just asked me, I'm doing a series on Planted, and it's all about their spiritual disciplines and what the spiritual disciplines entail. Now, which one do you want to do? And he was low-key like, don't pick the one that I did today. He wanted to do Sabbath, solitude, and service. He wanted me to do the prayer and the scripture, the one that he did last week.
Gotcha.
It was easy. You know, whenever it's a topical sermon, there's still a lot of preparation.
Right.
But the preparation is different because when it comes to preaching with a topic, sometimes the topic is something you're familiar with. Other times it's a topic that you got it. Yeah, you know. But topics like that, you've got to research a lot more outside of the scripture. My norm is I get all of my messages, I get the problem, the solution straight from the text.
Right. Which is how it should be.
How it should be, right. With topical sermons, it's different. You're still preaching the Bible, but the problem is whatever that topic is.
Right.
So Sabbath, solitude, and service. How in the world do those things relate?
Yeah.
And that was that's I think what struggled. That was the preparation for that specific sermon series was not just looking for the problems, but also how do these 3 tie together?
Yeah.
How does Sabbath tie with service? How does solitude tie with service? And the Holy Spirit just asked me one simple question during my solitude time, and it was very simple. It was very simple. I was like, well, the three threads that hold Sabbath, solitude, and service together is that they, A, make you more intentional with what you put on your schedule, but B, they all require you to slow down.
That's good.
They all require you to take a step back before you make a decision, before you get that job, before you say yes to that promotion, before you say yes to anything. Sabbath, service, and solitude all have one thing in common, and that is they help you focus, they help you slow down so that you can be intentional.
Yeah. Really good. And I think you did such a great job webbing those together and kind of explaining the heart behind them without making us feel shameful for them, right? Because
that was tough.
Yeah,
because I'm a Pentecostal preacher and I want to get you to to
yeah.
And all means necessary.
Yeah,
but
that urgency of like,
urgency.
Hey, this is important and I want you to get this in a way that is encouraging, but also like kind of gives you a little pop out, like, wake up,
little
this
pump.
is what it is, you know?
Yeah.
And I think you did a great job just from your title alone, from hustle to harvest, and like really talking about how can we bear fruit in a different way? How can we sow deeper roots in a different way rather than the way we all know that's an instinct to us, which is just working, grinding, put our hand
Right.
to it. To be told anything else is very cultural, against what we know, against what we're taught.
Right.
And something I was thinking about as I was listening to your sermon is that I think a lot of people with hustle culture don't really want to be in it, but they
Mm,
kind of feel pressured into it
exactly.
because, which is a question I want to ask you, because maybe they're the man of the household, they need to provide,
Hmm.
or they're a single parent and they need to provide. So, how can we kind of get out of the hustle culture
Hmm.
when we feel the pressures of providing, when we feel the pressures
Right.
of making sure our families are taken care of? And just the fact that everything's getting expensive. I mean, gas is crazy right now. Buying a house seems impossible. So, how do we deal with the tension
Hmm.
of hustling versus providing and
Yeah,
knowing the difference between the two?
that's a great question. So I mentioned it earlier in the message. Hustling is not the issue. Working is not the issue. Providing is not even the issue. Building and enterprising and doing all the things that we can do, especially in this culture where it's just quick, fast paced. All those things aren't wrong, but like I mentioned in the service, but who's leading you?
Mm,
Who is it that's leading you? Is your calendar leading you? Is your desperation leading you? Or is God really, especially as a Christian? One thing I didn't address is if you're an atheist, I get it. I get why you hustle because that's all you have.
right.
That's all you look forward to. There's nothing waiting on the other side of the
Yeah.
grave. But as a Christian, there is something or someone
Right.
waiting for you at the other side of the grave. So we know that this life
Right.
is not the only thing. And so keep hustling. My message was not stop hustling. My message was simply who is leading your hustle?
Mm-hmm.
Is that desperate, is being desperate. And because what Jesus said to his disciples is this: you can't add one single statue to your height worrying and being anxious.
Right.
You can't add a single hair, Jesus said, but consider the sparrow.
Right.
Consider the sparrow. They don't work, they don't hustle, they don't toil,
Mm-hmm.
and yet their heavenly Father provides for them. And then he says this: how much more will your heavenly Father provide for you?
Right.
So it's not feeling bad for providing. I get it. I didn't come after it, and that's why I said I'm not coming after your hard work.
Yeah.
I'm just coming after who's your Lord.
Yes.
Is
Mm-hmm.
is your Lord the LLC, or is your Lord your Lord?
Right. That's really
And
good.
that's how I can answer that question.
Yeah.
Just make sure that God is the one leading you. God is the one who opened the door, because that's another thing. Another reason why we probably burn out is because we opened the door and God didn't do that.
Right.
We said yes to things that God said no to.
Right.
And God will allow us to reap those benefits, or reap the decisions that we make.
Yeah.
So keep hustling. And I'm not telling you can't work. What I'm saying is, why do you work? If you're working to provide because you're a dad, or you're a single father or a single
Yeah.
mother,
Yeah.
I get that. Just don't let it take over your life.
Right.
Don't let it be the only thing.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I don't want.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe
I
you
don't
can
want.
speak to that. Like, how do they know it's taking over their life? Because I think that there's someone listening that's like, but these are things I have to take care of. I have to feed my
Yeah.
family. I have to make sure they're okay. I have to make sure I have a certain amount in our savings. And,
Yeah.
but like, I go to church and I pray and I seek the Lord. He's leading me. But I wonder if there's indicators like, what do we think about when we wake up?
Absolutely.
If our bank account hits lower than 1,000, are we feeling anxious or are we feeling peaceful? Like, what are those things that they can look out for to really differentiate
Yeah.
what's leading them?
Yeah, if you have kids, is your job taking priority over your kids? Is your job taking priority over the things that truly matter?
Yeah.
Over the people that really matter?
Mhm.
And this is not, it doesn't dismiss the needs, the real needs of people. It doesn't dismiss that at all. But if you do solitude and you put things in perspective, and you really and you go to God, you see that sunset or that sunrise, you start to think, A, I'm more blessed than I think.
Right.
B, I have more time than I think.
Yeah.
And C, there's somebody out there praying for the very things that I am anxious about.
It's true.
Putting that in perspective, that in America, we think we think prosperity means having everything in your bank account, being able to pay the bills on time. We think that prosperity means that we have to have it all.
Right.
And we have to have a certain, and then sometimes we put a number as to what makes us prosperous or what the stock market says. So if you make $100,000 and you're a prosperous person, I've been on missions trips where somebody didn't even have a dime to their name. And I invited them, if you had an opportunity to come to the United States, would you do it? And they said no. And I'm like, why wouldn't you do it? Because you have a lot, but you act like you don't have anything. And this is coming from someone who had nothing.
Right.
But yet they were able to provide for their family. How?
Yeah.
How were they able to do that? With the very little that they had,
Yeah.
they were able to provide for their kids. They were able to provide for themselves. They didn't have much. And that's another thing. It's the difference between abundance and having what you need.
Yes.
Jesus, when he gave us the Lord's Prayer, he said, give us this day our daily bread, not our bread that will last us for a week. Because in that culture, you only could survive on bread,
Yeah.
on today's bread.
Yeah.
They didn't have a Publix. They didn't have a Walmart. They didn't have a grocery store. So you got to also think about that. Think about redefine what prosperity is really like. What is okay in terms of provision? Is provision having everything that you want? Or is provision, I got what I have already?
Yeah.
Even though I would like more. And there's nothing wrong with wanting more.
Yeah. Just having a heart of gratitude.
But having that heart of gratitude. And also, is your grind taking away from the things that truly matter?
Right.
You might not be able to give your kids the new pair of shoes, but you can give them time.
Right. Which
You
they'll
might-
remember anyways.
Yeah.
More than anything.
And they'll grow out of it.
Right.
You wasted $100 on something they can wear for a year.
Right.
So it's looking at things that truly matter. It doesn't take away from the stress that you have,
Yeah.
but put that stress in perspective of someone who doesn't have anything at all.
Yeah. That's good. And as you were talking, I was kind of thinking, I wonder if there's a sort of sense of self-fulfillment when people see a lot of their calendar being filled, or if they see like, okay, I'm hustling, I'm grinding, like there's a confidence that comes from that. Maybe you can speak to the identity side of hustle culture and kind of like not finding that confidence in God, knowing that, yeah, I can get this from God, but I still find self-fulfillment in being busy and in working hard and being that hustler. I feel like it's an identity we take on and we wear it like a badge of honor more than the badge of honor of being a child of God and just being okay with the fact that he's going to provide and take care of us. What do you think about it?
So here's the difference between God and hustle. God takes his time. Hustle gives it to you right away. And there's a book called Dopamine Nation. It's an awesome book. And unfortunately, if you want to go psychological, scientific, in the book, the author explains that we have so much stimulation in our nation and in our culture. Everything stimulates you. Everything gives you that fix. Everything gives you that immediate dopamine.
Yeah.
Whether it's social media, whether it's billboards, whether it's notifications, whether it's ads. Our culture is designed to get you to get something and to get somewhere in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
That's not how God designed the human body. That's not how God designed the mind, and that's not how God designed us. God designed us to persevere.
Yes.
God designed us to grow.
So good, yeah.
And growth takes time.
Yeah.
Growth, listen, a farmer plants with the faith that the crop will produce. And if it doesn't, well, then he's going to starve. But he's going to plant anyway.
Right.
But it takes time. It takes intentionality. It takes work. And our culture, unfortunately, doesn't. They frown upon hard work.
Yeah.
They really do frown upon that type of hard work. So I think the reason why we identify with hustle culture is because hustle culture gives us instant gratification, whereas God promises non-instant gratification, but he promises purpose.
Right.
And purpose takes a lot of deep meditation,
Yeah.
deep spiritual practices, and trust.
Right.
Gotta trust God.
Right.
And trust takes time.
Yeah.
You know that, I know that. We don't just bring people into our lives just because. We've got to see that we're safe, that they're safe, that they're trustworthy.
Yeah.
And with God, that takes time.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of, which is why the spiritual disciplines are so key and important because it reveals that side of God where I'm going to bless you, Abraham, but it's going to take you until 100 years old to see the promise.
Right.
Our culture says, if you just do this or if you just do that, you're going to get it right away.
Yeah. But then it leaves right away.
But then it
So
leaves
anything
right
that
away.
comes fast leaves fast.
And then you won't be sad. And then here's the thing about dopamine. Ready for this? Dopamine satisfies you for a moment. And once you have achieved that, the dopamine, that dopamine no longer can be trustworthy, no longer can be acceptable because now you have to go above and beyond to get another dopamine fix because your body now adjusts to that.
Right. You have to keep getting
stimulation.
higher and higher to get that same feeling.
To get that same feeling.
It's a constant chase.
Yep.
You're never satisfied.
And that's the heart of addiction.
Right.
And we can substance abuse is not the only thing that we're addicted to, but hustle.
Yeah.
And it's because it's that instant gratification at the other end. And so, okay, 50 hours, I got it. Then next week you work 50 hours and it doesn't feel like you've achieved anything.
Right.
So what do? You add 5 more hours to your schedule.
Yeah.
You got the dopamine fix.
Yep.
And then the 55 hours doesn't work anymore because guess what happened? Your body has adapted to it. Ain't God so good in how he created the human body to adjust, to morph, to evolve? That God is so good and so intentional. But our bodies were designed to experience transformation at a much longer level. That's sanctification, by the way. It's the process of being transformed. And because our bodies are designed for time, that dopamine fix is so meaningful when it hits the right amount of fulfillment.
Right.
And our culture, unfortunately, can't offer that. It can offer it instantly, and then when you get it, you got to get more of it.
Right. It's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable.
That's right. That's good. Something that you talked about in your message was cultivating a life of Sabbath. So I'm sure a lot of people listened to your message today and was like, he's in my business, he's in my house. I hear you, Lord. Let me clear my schedule. But unfortunately, they've probably already made commitments. Like they can't just drop and leave the things that they've already said yes to. So what would you give advice to somebody who heard the sermon, is like, okay, I hear you, Lord. I need to stop hustling, stop grinding. But how do I let go of things off my plate? How do I actually cultivate a life of Sabbath when I have a commitment to hustle?
Yeah, that's a great question. So what I would do is, if you already have commitments, let your yes be yes and let your no be no. Stick to those commitments. Be faithful with it.
Yeah.
Now you're not going to it to get a fix. Now you're going to it to serve whatever. You're going to serve whomever. You're going to serve whatever, which is my last point, is switch that mentality of just serving or just doing and just serve because you are a servant.
That's good.
It's now an identity thing. You are switching from hustling to now I'm a servant. I'm a servant for everyone. And so if you already have that commitment, fine, great. Stick with your yes.
Yeah.
Let your yes be yes. And then what I would do is I'm going to approach it not to get something out of it, but now to deposit that seed, deposit that word, deposit what I received from the preaching. Now you have purpose.
Yes.
You have purpose behind the commitment, and it's no longer just to fill your schedule. So if you already have commitments, honor them.
Right.
Honor them. We want to honor up, down, all around. But secondly, now you're doing it not to get something out of it, but to give so that the presence of God can utilize you in that moment or in that commitment, however he chooses to use you. And then after that, then go back, and then you can start asking that question that I asked everyone to ask.
Yeah.
By saying yes, who does this serve? Does it serve me, or does it serve them? And that's what you want to do when you add stuff to your schedule. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect on it yet, but I'm getting there.
Yeah.
So that's the first question that I ask is, who does this serve? My platform, or does it serve them so that they can experience the presence and the might of God?
That's really
Because
good.
ultimately, we're evangelizing.
Yeah.
Everything that we do is an opportunity for someone to have an encounter with Jesus.
Yeah.
We're kingdom-minded people.
Always.
Kingdom-minded. So now that you know, honor it, but honor it in a way that brings the kingdom of heaven, that glorifies God.
Right.
So that person or persons or organization can have that encounter with the Lord.
Yeah.
Turn it. Paul didn't stop being a Pharisee, by the way. Paul just had a new purpose behind his Pharisee, and that was, Jesus is the fulfillment. Now let me go tell people about that.
Yeah.
Same thing with your commitments and same thing with your hustle. Redefine your hustle, repurpose your hustle, and let it be a way, like John the Baptist, to prepare the way for the Lord.
Right.
Let that grind be the place where someone can experience God.
That's
I don't know if
okay.
I answered your question.
No, you did for sure.
Okay.
I just want to add that I also think now you have the tools to resist the temptation to add more.
Right.
Like now you know, okay, this is what I have. I've committed to it, but now I know not to add more to my plate. And if you do need to add more, I think that's a great tool. Who does this serve? Is this allowing me to bring people closer to Jesus, or does this serve my wants, my agendas, my ministry at home, which
Right,
it
right.
is a ministry, but to an extent it's God's first. So is it still honoring the Lord and what he's asked me to do and how he's asked me to lead? Was there anything in your message that you feel like you didn't get to touch on, that you didn't get to dive into, that you just want to quickly touch on with us today?
I touched on it first service, and then I kind of left it out for all three of the other services. But I just talked about the theology behind Sabbath, the culture behind Sabbath, and the reason why the scriptures read kind of weird when it comes to creation. Because if you've been in school, you know that a light doesn't come before the sun comes before the light, and there are certain days in creation that it seems so unscientific, the order of things. And I really wanted to dive deep into it, but it just really didn't fit the theme or the momentum that I felt in the room.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to talk about, listen, if you're reading the creation story as a science book, then you're reading the creation story wrong.
Yeah.
Because that's not how the ancients looked at creation. We look at it from a physics standpoint. The ancient Hebrews looked at creation from a functional standpoint. How do those things, they didn't care about what it was made of, they just wanted to know, how does it work? How does it work, and does it have purpose behind it? And that's what I wanted to talk about, but it just didn't fit.
Yeah.
It's probably just one of
Hard
those
to fit
tongue-in-cheek
everything in.
conversations,
Yeah.
that the creation story is much more deep. It's all about God setting things in place so that he can then sit down and rule his creation and rule alongside us, that we get to be his co-creator, his co-rulers of creation.
So good, yeah.
And Sabbath is really all about putting God in that rulership place.
Yeah.
And giving us the perspective of, we also have the responsibility to tend to care for his creation and not abuse it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. If you want to hear more, just go to East Orlando
Let's go to
location
East Orlando. We'll have
and
a
talk to Pastor
conversation.
Hector. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there any final encouragement that you want to give our listeners?
Listen, if you are working hard, if you are already full, thank you so much for what you do. The only thing I would ask is, number one, who's really leading you? Who is really leading? Is God leading you to say yes to that opportunity, say yes to that person, say yes to that event on your schedule? Is it God, or is it just your platform that's leading you? And then secondly, and most importantly, before you add to your schedule, ask that question. Does this serve the kingdom, or does it just serve me? And there's nothing wrong with growing your platform if you've got one. There's nothing wrong with growing your brand. But why are you growing your brand? Are you growing your brand? Are you growing your brand for you, or are you growing your brand to influence other people, to make it easier to come to church, to make it easier to come to Christ?
Right.
You don't have to be in ministry. Listen to this. You don't have to be in full-time ministry to do ministry. Ministry is wherever the presence of God shows up.
Yeah.
That's ministry. So if you're a doctor, if you're a YouTube influencer, if you work at a Publix, that's ministry. That's ministry.
That's right.
Ministry is wherever God can show up in someone else's life that needs him.
Yeah.
So I would encourage you that if you're going to add anything to your schedule at all, if you're going to add another opportunity, just be sure to ask that question. Who does it serve? Who does it serve?
Yeah.
And so, that's my final encouragement.
Oh, it's so good. Thank you so much, Pastor Hector, for encouraging us
Amen.
for 4 services and for the podcast.
Let's do it again.
Let's do it. Pastor Hector is awesome, guys. If you don't know him, he's the best. I know you said that I'm your teacher. You've been teaching me for so many years and just helping us get a deeper understanding of the Bible, of who God is, because there's so much to know, and you just break it down in such a way that makes it fun and that makes it understandable. So thank you for taking the time and teaching us about the Sabbath today. Listen, I want to encourage you to visit him at East Orlando.
Yeah.
It is not online church. It is not like what we do live on the stream on Sundays. It's an actual church with real people who want to hug you, love on you, with a real worship team and with Pastor Hector there to
Yeah.
pastor you alongside his beautiful wife Gigi. They're just there to be there for you and help you get closer to Jesus. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel because we want to continue encouraging you throughout the week to dive deeper, to have the conversations we can't have on Sundays because of all the 40 minutes that we have. But we want to just encourage you to just subscribe to be a permanent part of the Journey Church family and to not miss out on just more encouragement that the Lord wants to give you throughout the week. We love you guys. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll see you next week for another After Talk. Bye, everyone.
Hey, thank you so much for being a part of this conversation. Our heart is that this encourages you and stays with you throughout your week.
We really believe this is just the beginning of what God wants to do in your life.
Yeah, and remember, if you want to stay connected and keep growing with us, we'd love for you to download the Journey Church app. It's the easiest way to stay encouraged and be a part of everything happening in our family.
And make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss these conversations each week.
We'd also love to hear from you. If you have any questions or thoughts on the message, drop them in the comments. We'd love to keep the conversation going with you.
We're really grateful you're here, and we'll see you next week for another After Talk.